Una advertisement man, I like am well. Everything about the show is very good and okay. Una well done home. My shop dey around this time. Make una try one day come visit me and advertise my goods for me.
I am Ande Nyapuri, the CEO, the Crystal Global Impression, located in Roadblock. Taraba News has been instrumental in promoting our brand and connecting us with the Taraba market. Thank you, Chief Gabriel Olainkan. Thank you, Taraba Business Group. Thank you, Taraba News.
Taraba Business School gave me a voice. I'm now a successful business owner. Thank you to Taraba Business School. Thank you to the CEO, Mr. Gabriel Olainka. Thank you.
Working with Chief Gabriel Olainka has been a transformative experience for me. He's truly a mentor, and I must commend him for his own initiative, the ideas, and bringing out new things for us to emulate. Thanks to Taraba Business School, thanks to Taraba News, and thanks to Chief Gabriel Olainka.
I'm proud to be part of Taraba News Agency. Taraba News Agency is the largest news agency in Taraba State and in the Northeast. I'm very proud to be a member of the team. Chief Gabriel Olainka has given a platform where you get the latest news.
With heavy hearts and in total submission to the will of God, we announce the passing of our dear brother, husband, father, cousin, uncle and grandfather, Comrade Dr. Jonah J. Katabs Ngelboban, whose gracious departure occurred in the early hours of Monday, 25th November 2024, at the Specialist Hospital, Jalingo, after a protracted illness. Join us in celebration of his remarkable life, a life well lived and filled with compassion and unwavering love for humanity. Interment program, Sunday 8th December 2024, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Service of songs at Victory MBC and Baptist Church, Safni Nukai, Jalingo. Monday 9th December 2024 at 6 a.m. Body Leaves Federal Medical Center, FMC Jalingo for Gembo, Mambila Plateau, Saruna Local Government Area of Taraba State. On the same day at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., body lies in state at the late Chief Comrade J.J. Katab's residence, Bem, Gembu. Tuesday, 10th December 2024, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., funeral service at First MBC and Baptist Church, Gembu. On the same day at 10 a.m., body leaves Gembu to Bang for final interment. From 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. of the same day, body laid to final rest in his compound in Bang, Mambila Plateau, Saruna Local Government Area of Taraba State. Friday, 30th December 2024 at 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Thanksgiving's prayer. Announcer Chief Gibbon T. Katabs, Ngui Mambila for the family.
Miss out for anything. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Hello viewers, welcome to SUMTV. Taraba Business School and Taraba News cordially invite you to the 10th year anniversary, which is going to take place at follows: 6th December 2024, venue Grand Shield Hotel. And guess what?
We'll be featuring dinner, new business ideas, award night, and a lot more. Please don't miss out for anything. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Hello viewers, it's my pleasure today to welcome you to today's edition of our program, Today's Politics. Today's Politics is a program that discusses political happening in the country and looked at some of the decisions of our political actors
and how it shapes our society and how it impacts on our lives. Today I have in the studio very distinguished members of one of the esteemed profession. I have with me in the studio the current chairman of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICAN, Jalingo and District Society, Mr. Ibro Bala ACA. You're welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I also have with me in the studio the immediate past chairman of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICAN, in the person of Chief Maurice Adiga Ago. You're welcome.
It's my pleasure.
Congratulations on your recent confirming as the Apama one of Idoma land.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What we'll be talking about today is something that has been on the top burner in the political arena of this country, talking about the proposed tax reform bill that is before both the Senate and House of Representatives. This bill was sent by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, talking about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the issue has generated a lot of controversy, and that's why we decided to bring this very heavy and highly professional individuals, because don't really understand. Some of us have read a lot of things on the pages of newspaper, and some of us don't even are confused. So today program is going to be an eye-opener, is going to be an enlightenment, and you will have opportunity to join the conversation and ask these gentlemen that are in the studio questions about what you feel, what is your view, what is your perspective about the proposed tax reform. It's time to move on and begin properly. And let me start by just having their thoughts. What really is this bill all about? What is this tax reform bill all about? Let me start with Mr. Ibro.
All right. Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for having me, viewers at home. Good to be here. Well, the tax reform bill has actually generated a lot of controversy, around the country. But I must say, probably this could be as a result of lack of probably comprehension or probably interpretation of the particular bill in diverse ways onto the understanding of individuals. Now, the bill, so to say, has three particular headlines while it was transited by the President Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, one of it is in regard to revenue generation. And of course, if we look through, revenue generation of the country, instead of it to keep growing, it is actually decreasing year by year. Now, I believe this is one of the reasons that prompts the president, to come up with it. Now, aside the revenue generation, also is to simplify compliance. If we look through the years, we'll find out that complying with tax has actually been action process in order for us to be able to generate more revenue. If you go through the bill, and also lastly, it's to boost, the economy, to bring about the economy stability, in order for us to see, innovations, in order for us to see, projects, capital projects being executed, in order for the government, to have, enough reserve, whereby in the line of the revenue to debt offset, whereby the government will be able to have sufficient, and this will in turn try to even cut down the rate of borrowing as well, where the government is also making moves in order to borrow. So this is generally the three prongs of initiating this particular tax reform bill.
Okay, I want you to tell us what are these bills that is before
VAT bill to be reformed. We have the company income tax. We have the education tax, though they are not touching that too much. We have other series of bills that is for the betterment, as I can conclude, for the country. So we have so many of this, but I think for the first time, if you want to look at it, the first time we're having holistic review. Let me not even talk about reform. Holistic review of tax system that will impact the life of every citizen in the long run.
Okay, let's start from the issue of VAT. The North is feeling that because what we have been having before was doesn't matter where the tax is generated from, everybody gets from the pot.
Yeah.
But this bill seems to look at the issue of derivation. That is, whoever the tax is generated from will have more than where the tax is not generated. Can you throw more light about the issue of derivation when we talk about the VAT system?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. In fact, this is particularly one of the areas in that bill where people find it just cause across, how the VAT that is being generated will be shared. Before now, we know that 15% of it goes to the federal government. But with this new bill coming up, 10% will be going to the federal government, then 55% to the state, and 35% to the local government. You might look at it as, yes, it is really good, looking at it. But then the issue of states that actually play a role, so to say, in this, in generating the VAT, we enjoy more, or we have a bigger share, a larger share, of the VAT is actually what's causing the controversy. Now, people have argued that a number of people that live in a different state. So, for instance, say in, let's say, Anambra State now, a number of people there that actually patronize a particular product, and the money is being generated in that particular locality, and then the tax or the VAT is being generated there. But then you come up and say, okay, now you now trace down to where that particular company is being registered, the original place where the company is being registered, and then you look and you find out that it is being registered in Lagos State, and then it is now being saying, okay, Lagos now will take a certain percentage higher than other states. Of course, yes, because the company is domiciled in Lagos State, but its activity across other states. That also is not just the end of it. Now, there is still other clauses in that particular bill that talks about consumption of those particular commodities.
Yeah.
So aside the company's residential area or where it is domiciled, you also look at the consumption area. Now, the area where that particular product or services consumption is being taken place more is also taken into consideration. Now, if you look at the sharing formula at the end of it, there is a certain percentage that looks into that aspect whereby the community or the location whereby the consumption is being made more, we have a certain percentage of it. Now, initially before now, we said 50% of it is based on equality. It's based on equality within
everybody gets
within the state, yes, because based on equality. And then 20% is now looking at population. You now say population now, you look at population and all of that. So I think rather than people being disturbed, about this derivation of a thing, saying, okay, the North will not actually benefit from it. I think it is a call, to our government, to the leaders of the northern states, to try and come up, make or a conducive environment, for businesses to thrive, for companies to come in and establish themselves in those areas. Lagos State, of course, we could say is the former capital of the country, and of course we have several industries there. This is because the ground has been laid for them, an opportunity has been set for them to hit the ground and also bring up all of this. So if other states can also do in that particular part, I want to believe that yes, in no time, in no distance time, we'll be able, to have a lot of companies in different locations. And because if you look at Nigeria at large, several regions of the country, have potentials. They have what is unique to them. Even Taraba as a whole, of course, we have some minerals, resources that the state is blessed with. Now, if the government can harness this and make it possible, for industries or companies to come in and establish, their base even in the state, it will be a plus, to the state. And also in the term of consumption, yes, people will begin to say, okay, yes, the bill have said, okay, now a major percentage of the part of it will go to, the domicile state of that particular company. But then do not forget to look about the aspect that talks about the consumption, the consumption rate. So the area where the consumption of that goods or services is also being made is also going to be taken into consideration in the bill.
Okay, now let me, one of the problems we have in this country is data. How, because if we say, oh, we're going to take into consideration where it is produced, where it is consumed, determine, do we have the data? How can we generate this data to make sure that we are not robbing Paul to pay Peter?
Yeah. You see, that's what I want to add to my chairman. You see, let's not deceive ourselves. We can keep these records. We have the ability to keep this data. But the problem is that some section is benefiting from what they didn't generate. So they always assume that it will always come. Like as you talk about, let me put it this way, industrial development. It's one of the key points of Tinubu's administration, diversification of economy. And you see that every sector, every state has the ability to create industry. And that will even help to create employment. I'm just debating a little bit. To create employment. And once this is done, and every state is seen dependent in a way of creating their industry, because in US, all these things, they are not just anything to write about, to talk about. Because every state in US, they have what we call resource control. Even if you are producing only paper, you control your paper. If you are producing even sand, you control your sand. And that's where this thing is going to see how everybody be involved in one productive activity or the other. And once you know, every state know, even local government know, that you are going to benefit from that, especially in terms of derivation, you will not keep record of your own. You won't be waiting for others. You will know how much you generate so that you get more from the federal government. So I think record keeping is something that should be deliberate. And that's why we must go computerized. We must work in hand with all the financial agencies. Because sometimes some people don't disclose their record. They pay whatever they want to pay. They don't even know the difference between input and output VAT. But if the state is benefiting from what it generates for itself, you will see that body will properly go into statistics and do the right thing, so that they will get more. Because if you don't generate more, you get less. Like in this state, for instance, before now, the issue of PE, issue of even internal generated revenue was not taken serious. But once the government discovered that they need to get money, they have to expand their tax net, and they're coming in. People who have been dodging before, they are coming in. So record keeping is a problem, let me say somehow globally, but we can introduce it by computerizing every business, every transaction, and everything. Government can do it if they have the willpower. They can do it.
Okay. Let's look at the bills. There are actually 4 bills that are before the House, and I would like the chairman to explain 2 of the bill, and former chairman to also. One of the bill is the joint revenue. The federal revenue will not be collecting those tax that were, because based on the current system,
There are some tax that are collected by the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Some revenue are collected by some agencies like the Customs Service. What really is the provision of the and the Nigerian Tax Bill 2024?
Yes.
What are these bills? What are the
Well, some of these things are somehow the overlap, isn't it? But if you look at the tax administration, boils down to issue of Federal Inland Revenue Service, Board of Internal Revenue Service, and all this one. They are the one that administer the proper tax. And the motto of Federal Inland Revenue, for instance, is to simplify tax, to ease collection. We want to see how taxes can be simplified. Like if you look at it critically now, tax collection is not simplified. Look at multiple penalties, multiple everything that the taxpayer find difficult to even start. But right now, they want to make the administration so simple so that the tax, as you say, as my chairman said, compliance is the key to all these things. The summary of everything here is to ease compliance, because nobody actually wants to pay tax, but they want to enjoy the benefit of tax. Actually, that's the truth. But the government wants to see how they can simplify it. And in a nutshell, this administration is to favor the poor. That's the truth. To favor the poor. So to simplify everything. So you know your jurisdiction. Like now, there are a lot of confusion. The state government want to collect VAT. Somebody want to collect VAT. Say, okay, you're enterprise. If you are a novice, you pay VAT to state government, which is not supposed to be. The area of VAT, I mean, withholding tax, there are so many duplication. Everybody is trying to define what pleases is government. But with this tax administration, it will now simplify everything. Everybody will know where he or she belongs. And even the Nigerian tax bills, just to see, every year we're having almost since 2019. I used to call Nigeria the government of taxation, because every year you're having one financial act or the other. But now it's like the government want to see how they can draw a middle line. That will not be a yearly something that will take long to harmonize, but at the long run you enjoy it.
Okay, I want you to throw more light on this financial act. Every year we see the government, after presenting budget, they will present financial. I think the latest one we have is the Financial Act of 2024.
2024 now. That's the one in the pipeline.
All right. So yes, like my chief explained, the tax administration generally is just to look at the way whereby the tax can be administered. Look at the mechanism, how the collection can be made, how it can be transparent, how it can be fair. And also then the tax bill, the Nigerian tax bill, that particular act just talks about the taxes that we have, all of the taxes that we have now, which one of them is the personal income tax. And of course, with this particular bill, there's going to be a slight, changes whereby 0% rate will be applied to, an income of 800,000 and below. And also another interesting part of it is the highest rate of 25% also will be applied, to income of 50 up to 50 million, and below. Now, like he said, if you look at it, the bill actually, or this tax system is just to, lessen down the burden, on low income earners. I don't want to use the word for low, average income earners, one, and also, to provide an economic friendly environment for businesses to thrive.
Exactly.
For businesses to thrive.
Exactly.
Because if you look at the company, income, now from 30%, we all know the rate from 30% now, it will be looking at 27.5 from year 2025, going up to 25% in
2026.
Yes, 2026. So if you look at it, this is like trying to reduce also, the burden
and increase investment.
And also, yes, to bring up. So it will now bring about, investors and also reduce the burden. And also, unlike before that it is 25 million, turnover of 25 million below. Now it will be turnover of 50 million below, exempted from tax. Exempted from tax. So if you look at it, coming down also, to the VAT, that particular aspect, it has, its pros. It also have its cons also. Now, the tax rate, the VAT tax, we know that is 7.5, but it will become 10% from the following year, 2025, and it will now grow up, 12.5, and even, 50% by year 2030. And then the development levy of 4% that we introduced. This one, of course, across the education tax system, loans that we provided for students and all. So this is, in totality, the Nigerian, tax bill. This is where all of these tax came in and all of, their changes. And then back to the implication. Okay, yes. In terms of budget, yes. When submitting budget, we have seen over the years that it is being submitted, along with a bill. Like one of our renowned professor, Professor Labadi, will say, even the next bill that we submitted will probably come again with another, bill. Now, this is being done in order, to align and also suit with the budget that is presented. If you look at our budget in the last 3 years, you will find out that there is always changes. There's always changes. And for it to be accommodated, it must come, with a bill. And this has brought about several, changes in the bill. And if you look at some of them, you find out that probably it is just a particular section, and then several clauses are being deleted and then being changed and all of that. And this brought about subsequent changes from the Act 2019, 2020, 2021, and then we have even 2023, and then look at the Act now that's coming. So the major reason is just to accommodate, some of the things that are being introduced in the budget for it to go in line. So that is major reason of always bringing all about this act during presentation.
Okay, viewers, I believe that the program is becoming very interesting because we have in the studio those who understand the figures, and they have been enlightening us on the proposed tax reform that is currently going on in Nigeria. You can join this conversation regardless of where you are watching us from. You can send us a text message, you can call us, you can also send us a WhatsApp message. The number to send us your message is 08020592870. 08020592870. So feel free to send us your message, send us what you feel, send us your question, so that we can go along with this conversation. Now, let's talk about this issue of handling the issue of low-income earners. Some people have argued that, particularly, let's talk about the personal income tax.
Yeah.
In those days, there used to be what we call incentive. If you, whatever you are earning, in fact, before even the 2014 personal income tax law,
yeah,
we used to have what we call dependent allowance, children allowance. In 2014, we came up with what is called consolidated allowance, 200,000 plus 20% of earning income. But this particular bill has completely removed all these incentives. What can you say about this?
Yes, on the aspect of removal of incentive, that's called relief. Personally, I'm not comfortable with that, because in every aspect of life, you must make provision. Because 800 is like you are only exempting the minimum wage earners. And frankly speaking, in the recent, there's no minimum wage earner in this country, because the 70 is the beginning. And with this level of education and development and improvement we are having, nobody is even starting from level 1. So it means you are not exempting anybody from tax. And if you are not exempting anybody from tax, though it's a little bit progressive, but that consolidation, reliefs, should be returned. Even if you are reducing the percentage, but it should be returned. Because not giving the essence of relief is to have something to hold back to. It's not done anywhere. Exactly now. So the 800 is not even, if you divide the 800 by 12, it's not even up to minimum wage yet. It means you are bringing everybody into the tax net. No. Before now, when minimum wage was 30, anybody earning 30 is completely exempted from tax. But here, even with the minimum wage of 70,000 per month, you have not actually exempted them from tax. You are still taxing them. So the relief, the government of Jonathan and so on people, them the possibility that you can have something that is not taxable, is tax-free, so that you can rely on that to but stress so many things that is affecting you, so that the remaining one can be taxed. So to me, I think they should look into that aspect and bring back the relief. The issue of children allowance, that's what, the reason is that I agree with the issue of allowance and even wife allowance. Because the reason is that some people at that point, they were even claiming the children when they don't even have children. So it's better it's consolidated so that we know that everybody is operating on the truth. But the dependent relative, I think that one also they should create, because in this country for now, you discover that one person is taking care of not less than 20% with the same salary rate. You understand me? Because the level of unemployment, the level of dependent relative, they are high. So it is better to bring back some of this relief to cushion the effect of the cost of living. Thank you.
Okay, talking about this relief, the provides that if you are earning 800,000, you are not paying tax, or the percentage of payment of tax start from 800,000. What we have currently is minimum wage, and this tax is per annum. If you multiply 70,000 by 12, you are going to have 840. So who are you giving relief to? Meaning that everybody is paying tax. What do you think about this?
All right. Yes.
Is it not fooling us?
Yes. This is a very good one, and only experts and professionals will actually see that and reason in that line. Like every other tax law in our country, there is always a loopholes. And previously, we have had loopholes in which experts do capitalize on. Okay, now it is these loopholes that the government is expected, to always look at how they can improve on or better on these loopholes, because professional tax practitioners and professionals, take advantage of these loopholes, to ensure that clients or organizations or companies, has a lesser tax burden. Now, the variation in this now is conflicting, because if you look at the tax, this is what it's saying, 800 and below 0%, and then now if you add what we have, the minimum wage 7,000 is actually more than. So I feel this is an area that need to be looked into, that have actually not been given due consideration or attention. Like I said, this is a gap in this particular bill, and it is also a loophole that should be looked into. And I hope that members of our national assemblies and committee members saddled with the responsibility be able to look at this. But if it is not being looked into, then once it is finally passed and the president has assented onto it, has assented to it, it automatically means that it's going to be a conflicting act with what is actually obtainable even before. So this is going to be a conflicting issue, and people will be wondering, okay, so which particular one should I go with? Of course, taxpayer would always want to go with what will favor him or her. Yeah. So people will always want to go with what will favor them. And then if you look at this side, it is actually so. If you look at the other side, it's actually saying this. So it is actually a loophole, and definitely taxpayer will capitalize on the area that will be beneficial to them.
Okay, viewers, if you are just joining us, this is today's politics on SUMTV, and I have with me in the studio a very revered members of the esteemed profession of members of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN. I have with me the current chairman of ICANN Jalingo and District Society, Mr. Ibro Bala, ACA, and I also have with me the immediate past chairman of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN, Jalingo and District Society. We're going to take a commercial break right now, and when we come back, today's politics will continue. Please don't go away.
In a world where leadership and entrepreneurship are crucial for societal growth, one man has consistently demonstrated exceptional vision and dedication. Join us as we celebrate a decade of mentorship and socio-economic development, courtesy of Chief Gabriel Olayinka, founder and CEO of Taraba News and Taraba Business School.
Yeah, my passion is to see that information is available at every man's doorstep. So I've been very passionate about this. This I've done for a decade now, providing information and using every available platform to provide it.
With a burning desire to make a difference, Chief Olayinka launched Taraba News and Taraba Business School, bridging the information gap and fostering economic growth in Taraba State. Over the past decade, Taraba News and Taraba Business School have become household names, earning numerous accolades for their commitment to excellence and community service.
I believe with the knowledge gained from Taraba Business School, I have the confidence that I will utilize it and I will start my business over 50 years.
Taraba News, una well done. I'm happy to see una. Taraba News now one of the Ogbonge station where they run for Jalingo. Thanks to una, they like that una show well and that una beautiful newscasters. Una advertisement man, I like am well. Everything about the show is very good and okay. Una well done. My shop there around this time. Make una try one day come visit me and advertise my goods for me.
I am Ande Nyapuri, the CEO, the Crystal Global Impression, located in Roadblock. Taraba News has been instrumental in promoting our brand and connecting us with the Taraba market. Thank you, Chief Gabriel Olayinka. Thank you, Taraba Business School. Thank you, Taraba News.
Taraba Business School gave me a voice. I'm now a successful business owner. Thank you to Taraba Business School. Thank you to the CEO, Mr. Gabriel Olayinka. Thank you.
Working with Chief Gabriel Olayinka has been a transformative experience for me. He's truly a mentor, and I must commend him for his own initiative, the ideas, and bringing out new things for us to emulate. Thanks to Taraba Business School, thanks to Taraba News, and thanks to Chief Gabriel Olayinka.
I'm proud to be part of Taraba News Agency. Taraba News Agency is the largest news agency in Taraba State and the Northeast. I'm very proud to be a member of the team. Chief Gabriel Olayinka has given a platform where we get the latest news around this part of the world.
The vision that started like a joke, just as a Facebook page, today has grown to become a conglomerate. We have a cause to roll out the drum and to call friends and well-wishers to celebrate with us and to be part of this great achievement.
Chief Olayinka's leadership has inspired a generation of entrepreneurs, journalists, and changemakers in Taraba State. Under Chief Olayinka's guidance, Taraba News and Taraba Business School will remain at the forefront of socio-economic development in Taraba State. Join us in celebrating 10 remarkable years of mentorship and socio-economic development, years to many more years of inspiring leadership and transformative impact from Chief Gabriel Olayinka and Taraba News and Taraba Business School. Taraba News and Taraba Business School, 10 years of excellence, leadership, and service to Taraba State.
Hello viewers, you are welcome back from the commercial break. If you are just joining us, this is today's politics on SUMTV, and we have been discussing the reform that is taking place as far as the tax system is concerned. And in the studio with me is Mr. Ibro Bala ACA, the current chairman of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. And also with me in the studio is the immediate past chairman of Jalingo and District Society of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Mr. High Chief Morris Adiga Ago. Thank you, gentlemen, for sparing your time to be with us. Now, let's look at the political angle of the whole thing. The North has been an antagonist. In fact, the Senate decided to pass it and send it to public hearing, but the House of Rep suspended it. We saw the Deputy Senate President who fixed his wedding for Kano, and they said, if you come here, we're going to deal with you. What has this to do with the issue of our tax system? Is it a new development that we are seeing that there is so much antagonism about the reform?
Okay, thank you very much. We have had, like I said earlier on, several, documents, acts that has come with a lot of amendment over the years. But this particular, tax reform bill 2024, I would like to say that it's coming with a lot of controversy because of the political nature and arena of our country. Why did I say so? What is happening currently in the country, a lot of people are attributing it, to governance. And of course, if we are doing well as a nation, definitely it will be attributed to governance. If we are not doing well as a nation, it's still governance. Going by statistics, we have, inflation has actually, shooting up, it has skyrocketed over time. We have seen, prices of virtually every commodity keep increasing, day by day. But in the part of the government, they are trying to see how, they can improve on this and also make the system work better. The tax bill is actually very, very okay, and it's good in a particular aspect. And also in another aspect, it also has a disadvantage. It's good because, of course, we're going to generate more revenue. Yes, that one is good. Average and low income earners, of course, the tax burden will be less on them. Business enterprises, companies, of course, to a tune, of 50 million and below will be exempted from tax. This one alone, will encourage more productivity in this aspect. But what is bringing about concern is the fact that the understanding of this bill is what people lack.
Yeah.
To comprehend the bill is actually one of the major problems. Now, there are several people who do not even understand English, and it is written in English, of course. There's a lot of people who do not understand English. So I can read something and my understanding might even be different from someone who is actually, yes, learned. So sometimes you require someone to interpret, a particular section or a particular paragraph in an act. So this is actually causing confusion. It has to be as a result of the comprehension, of citizens. Citizens actually find it difficult to comprehend. And why is this so? It is because, some certain people or some group of people have actually said, no, this particular bill, is there, to bring about hardship, to a particular region, is there, to set a particular region backward, is there to cheat a particular region. That is the understanding, and that is the mindset of people. And now people have started looking at it, but people have actually not, dissect in detail what is actually contained in the act. If people go deep into it, they'll understand all of this. So in the political space now, it is actually causing a lot of problem. We have been seeing it even in the Senate, during hearing before it was even when it passed second reading. We have seen now some certain senators from the north, were actually agitating, coming with some points. Some are saying no, the process should hold on a bit. There should be a better understanding of it and all of that. So yeah, they are not actually far-fetched from proper reasoning. If you said proper understanding, should be given, because this is a professional, these are experts that came up and develop or write the bill. So it is proper that people understand. So this mindset now has actually been in people. There are a lot of people now, if you talk about this 2024 tax reform bill, their mindset is it is just Lagos, River State and other places that will just make money, but they don't actually know that in this particular bill, there's actually a section whereby your personal income tax has been lowered. Company income tax has also been lowered. The increase in also the VAT now, you're also going to benefit, but it's just that there are certain criteria now that has been put in place. So that mindset now has polluted, individuals, especially in the north. And the people begin to see that, okay, this particular government now, it is anti-north. I'm saying not because it is not particular. It is anti-north, yes. It is anti-north. It is not, he's a southerner and then he's just concerned all about, the south and all of that. Tax, yes, of course. You keep on bringing reform, and even the electronic transfer bill is deduction is there for every money of 10,000 and above, you receive 15 naira. Yes, it's on now. People have been saying all of this. It's good for the country to actually get and generate this revenue, but in that aspect, it is not good. And that is why the Deputy Senate President now, who was supposed to hold his daughter's wedding in Kano, has to bring it back to Abuja. Why? It is because it is the citizens of Kano that said that they are going to disrupt the activity, throw stones. Why? Probably there are few people that cannot even speak in English. I'm sorry to say this, but it is because of the understanding that has been made to them. That is what they are working with. They just understand that, this is a commercial area, and then people patronize particular people because the company is located there. Why will certain percentage go to that company? They have forgotten the aspect of talk about, okay, people that are resident there that make the consumption, certain percentage will also come to them. They are forgotten also about other areas that concern the taxpayers in that bill. So it is just that mindset, and people are doing it deliberate. This is politics. In politics, people use every opportunity to try and discredit someone
and sustain themselves in power.
So now the good aspect of it, of course, anything that comes up, you must have an area that probably might have one or two sluggishness that need to be improved upon. So people will not want to see the good in the bill. These are the opposition or people who criticize. Of course, constructive criticism is good and it's allowed. I personally have also come up with areas that I've seen that has one or two flaws in the bill. But however, I have not failed to recognize those areas that are actually really, really good. So those people will actually look at those areas that has flaws and will capitalize on, and that is what is affecting. And people are seeing it like joke. If the understanding does not get to people properly, this will actually continue. So in trying to get people to understand it, I feel it should be translated in several languages.
That's tax education.
Yes, that is tax education and awareness. People need to understand. Even if over 10, it is 7 or 8 that is good. Because of 2 or 3 that people feel is good, just because of 1 or 2 loophole would not actually bring all that. So this is actually the reason why all of this is happening.
Okay, now, the concern of most people is that the Tinubu administration seems to want to remove everything that people are benefiting from. So people see it as a way of increasing their hardship. The government removed the subsidy, which we saw how the economy responded and inflation everywhere. Now they are imposing this tax, that tax, increasing tax rate. Don't you see it as a burden to the citizen?
Yes. Well before I support the issue of burden, this has been disturbing me for a very long time now. We all, in fact, economics is one of the most compulsory subjects in secondary school. We all study economics. Some of us have A1, A2, all this, and we clap out for ourselves. And if you look at the real economics that we study, that is what is happening now. We say, okay, how do we bring economic growth? How do we bring economic development? This person is consuming money, is doing this, doing nothing. But somehow we must pay price. Like my chairman has said, the only area I have against this type of reform is that let the National Assembly also cut down their expenses. I'll come back to that. If that one is done, all of us will suffer it and we'll go together. You see, the life we're living in this country now is like a bear curve. We are growing like this. We go to the peak. It will be difficult, but we'll come down. The issue is that we read in economics that even this subsidy, I heard about it when I was in secondary school. I didn't know how subsidy works. But we always write, even one of the exam I wrote, in those states, I proposed removal of subsidy for the economy to be this, and I was writing and I had A something over there. But now I'm feeling it. The A has gone into my brain. So the truth is that we must be real now. I have an in-law in Britain. She is suffering. He said the tax system is cutting her into two, but everything is available. Now, this is a generation, I consider our generation a generation to build a future for our own children. Let's suffer. At the long run, all these things to me will come down. By the time you are paying taxes and you are seeing good roads, you are paying taxes and you are seeing electricity, you are paying taxes and you don't even need your personal car to travel. In comfort, you travel, so you say comfort. All these things is a future benefit, the economic reform. We can't reform without pain. You understand me now? So, all these things put together, we know that, as my chairman has said, there are pros and cons. We are not totally in support of everything. But the truth is that this reform, generally, will bring about diversification in the economy, will bring about impacting real knowledge into it. It will bring about expansion of industry, and we will get employment. And some of these things, for instance, if we go into agriculture, and this reform is, this is reform now because one of the key points is agriculture, and we have enough food in the future, things will come down on their own. Inflation is real, but it will come down. We have to sacrifice. We have to. Like the Northern, I think what they are looking for, as I say, and with my chairman says also, is tax education. They are not trying to tell the people who they are governed the truth. If they tell them the truth, their situation will be low. Are they happy to be on the streets? No. The insecurity we're talking about, some of them are man-made. But with everybody is involved now, things will reduce and we move forward. So I think we are going in the right direction. We have other things that we'll talk about, like as you said, we have something we have written down for our own personal consumption to see how this thing can be restructured. If we have the way, we can send it to our National Assembly. But staying away from it completely is not the best for us. Yes.
Chairman,
Yeah.
people are saying there is hardship in the land and we are causing more hardship. What's your take about this?
Okay. Yes, it is no longer, a new thing or news that there's actually hardship in the country, and also the Bureau for Statistics. If you look at statistics, the quarterly report, you will find out that our scorecard as a country, we are actually not really doing well. This is as a result of several, areas or factors.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have been propounding, solutions on how, we can actually come out of this. Now, the major reason or the major cause of, the hardship, so to say, is because of the subsidy removal. A lot of things have been said regarding it. Of course, it is actually, the best for the country, the best for the country. But however, the proceedings that was taken before removing the subsidy is actually, where the government did not, the economy is being affected as a result of, PMS, transportation, food, and every other aspect has been affected because of it's centered, around it. So people will saying now we are going through all of this and then look at again,
What can we, what everybody is concerned about is what everybody will get.
To me, that VAT derivation doesn't have to.
And derivation doesn't that VAT and derivation. So now,
but to reduce what they
yes, okay,
that's what they should beef up.
Of course,
their productivity.
States will it will reduce in what they get. But how about what has been coming to the states? Have we asked question what is being done with the fund? Have we held our leaders accountable? But now, because there's a bill trying to reform some areas and where others will now get less than what they normally get, that is where our concern is. But we should be worried that over time, all this money that have been coming, what is our leaders? What are our leaders doing with this money? What are they doing with it? We need to hold them accountable. As leaders, they are accountable to the citizens, to the electorate. They should be able to account for this money. I think that should be the major area where citizens should dwell in. Yeah. Rather than, okay, now it's going to reduce when it was actually coming. What are you doing with it? That's one. And then two, how do we now look at areas to improve our state so that we can also, begin to generate more or invite companies to come also to our areas or increase in our consumption. And for you to do that, you have to look at work with professionals. I think this will be a call to the Taraba State government, to try to look at how they can collaborate with the Institute of Chartered Accountants, Jalingo and District Society. We have professionals here where we can be able to look into this matter and advise, the government of Taraba State, His Excellency, Dr. Abu Kefas, where we can come up with, ideas that will put Taraba on the global map, whereby we can increase our consumption rate and even, boost in more in what we'll be getting from this. So rather than saying the hardship is there, of course it is there, but it is not, reduction in probably the share of VAT that the state will get.
Quite okay. But I say it's now for us to move from structural adjustment program to personal adjustment program. I said, Maka, Is that also? Then you have to adjust yourself so that you fit into the system. Where you can trick, you trick. You don't want to enter KK. So you need to adjust also for us to fit into the system. There are so many things that are coming on the way. So that's what I want to say about the issue of suffering.
Okay, one of the people that have been agitating against what is happening are the governors. The governors have been on the forefront. We saw the governor of Borno talking about Zulum,
yeah,
you know, talking. Is really the issue that the governors are fighting about.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. All right. Yes, of course, there will be reaction. Definitely, there will be reaction from stakeholders. Everybody will have their own perspective. Everybody will have their own opinion. But I tell you, if you don't understand this bill, if you don't understand it, if you don't comprehend it, whatsoever opinion you be giving or whatsoever criticism you be providing will be sentimental. Why do I say this? You must seek first to understand and comprehend it. If you don't comprehend it, whatsoever opinion or criticism you be giving is going to be sentimental. Yes, of course. You don't expect.
They are not against pay as you earn. That PE. They're not against it because it's coming to each state. And it's an issue of residency. Is that not so? If you are not against pay as you earn, then there shouldn't be against earn as you produce.
Pay as you earn and earn as you produce.
Yes. So all I'm saying, the summary is that it calls for productivity. It calls for employment. It calls for make a wake-up call. It calls for proper data so that you can defend it. When Wike was there, we were talking about this. None of the governors kick against it. Yeah. But now that it has come to reality, why are they kicking against it?
Before now, we saw Rivers State and Lagos State went to court and want to be collecting VAT themselves, and said, but it looks as if the Supreme Court threw that away. Yeah. Now, but how will this tax, how will it affect small businesses?
I think Chairman has said that. I think already. You see, the whole team, as I said, as you say, I should not put poverty, I should put low income. So if you look at it, it is going to encourage small, even medium, small and medium enterprises.
Okay, because it's progressive.
It's progressive. Now, 50 million is not a small money. You are exempting a whole 50 million. It means the way we are and the way the economy is growing now, in the next 10 years, some companies will not pay anything. And that means they can have enough to plug back into the business and grow and be paying the tax in the future. So I think it will encourage small and medium scale business. Especially when you talk the asset, because it's in twofold. One is in the income you are generating, and one is in the asset. So it means you have a certain level of asset before you are even taxed. So I think it's encouraging to small and medium scale business.
So yeah, more to what my chief said. It's progressive. You have said it's progressive tax. So if you look at it, if you look at it, it is not actually, disadvantageous to, enterprises or companies with lower turnover. It is not. In fact, it is to their advantage. This particular tax return bill is for them to encourage, productivity, like I've said. If turnover of 50 million and below is exempted
from tax,
states, some of the northern states are dependent on this allocation, and that is why they're actually agitating for it, rather than try to see how they can boost the revenue that's coming to the state. They keep on criticizing this. So if this bill comes to stay, it's going to settle the issue of River State and Lagos State going to court. That is my belief, that it will settle it, because of course they feel that they are getting less. That is why they're actually coming up. But when they see this, of course, you know that you cannot compare, Lagos and River State with other states, what they actually get. Though if you look at what they actually also generate, also you also know that yes, it is worthwhile. So that is that in that particular area. So for the businesses, is to the advantage.
Too much.
To the advantage.
Yes.
Okay, viewers, we're going to take a commercial break now. When we come back, we will listen to and look at some of the comments you have sent, and we will be drawing the curtain soon. Please don't go away.
Celebrating a decade of excellence, Taraba Business School and Taraba News 10th anniversary celebration. You are invited. Join us for an outstanding story of inspiration, entertainment, and schmoozing as Taraba Business School and Taraba News mark a remarkable milestone, 10 years of pioneering excellence. Events highlights include keynote address, book launch, award ceremony that honors outstanding achievement. Also, there will be music and entertainment with live performances by renowned artists. In the same vein, there will be dinner and networking to connect with business leaders and influencers. Events details, date 6th December 2024. Venue, Grand Sheet Hotel, Jalingo. Time 4 p.m. We look forward to celebrating with you.
Hello viewers, welcome to SUMTV. Taraba Business School and Taraba News cordially invite you to the 10th year anniversary, which is going to take place at follows: 6th December 2024, venue Grand Shield Hotel. And guess what?
We'll be featuring dinner, new business ideas, award night, and a lot more. Please don't miss out for anything. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Celebrating a decade of excellence, Taraba Business School and Taraba News 10th anniversary celebration. You are invited. Join us for an outstanding story of inspiration, entertainment, and schmoozing as Taraba Business School and Taraba News mark a remarkable milestone, 10 years of pioneering excellence. Events highlights include keynote address, book launch, award ceremony that honors outstanding achievement. Also, there will be music and entertainment with live performances by renowned artists. In the same vein, there will be dinner and networking to connect with business leaders and influencers. Events details, date 6th December 2024. Venue, Grand Sheet Hotel, Jalingo. Time 4 p.m. We look forward to celebrating with you. Celebrating a decade of excellence, Taraba Business School and Taraba News 10th anniversary celebration. You are invited. Join us for an outstanding story of inspiration, entertainment, and schmoozing as Taraba Business School and Taraba News mark a remarkable milestone, 10 years of pioneering excellence. Events highlights include keynote address, book launch, award ceremony that honors outstanding achievement. Also, there will be music and entertainment with live performances by renowned artists. In the same vein, there will be dinner and networking to connect with business leaders and influencers. Events details, date 6th December 2024. Venue, Grand Sheet Hotel, Jalingo. Time 4 p.m.
Thank you so much, our viewers, Chairman of Jalingo and District Society of the Institute of Chartered Accountant of Nigeria, Chief Maurice Adiga. And we've been talking about the tax reform. This section is the section where you can join the conversation and be part of it. Any of the channels that you are joining us from, if you are joining us on Facebook, you can comment on the Facebook account. If you are joining us on YouTube, you can connect. Or if you are joining us on any of the satellite dish, you can send us a text message. You can even call us. You can even chat us, and you will be part of this program. Let's quickly look at some of the comments that was sent to us.
This is actually a very, very, very wonderful question, because we have talked about a lot of things. Now, one thing people do not understand is even the roadside mechanic, also generates income. Whatever they do, they get money from it. And when we are talking about, tax, we are not saying that because you are a mechanic, or because you are a cleaner, or probably, I don't know, mortuary attendant, jobs that people probably look down on them. I'm not looking at the job, I'm sorry. People feel that those people are not supposed to be concerned with centered to it will reduce it, from that 30%, and going forward to 2026 to continue to reduce up to 2030. So this is also to encourage companies to come up and also go into business. This will also encourage investors. So if probably you have a dream, of starting any establishment of any company, and then probably the tax, before now you feel that it is so burdensome on the companies, going forward is going to reduce. Finally, again, where it will be beneficial to you now will be in the aspect of social amenities.
Good.
That this money that is being generated and shared to the state will be used for. So if you do not enjoy any social amenities or any benefit, either school or education or health, in the aspect of health, and any other aspect of probably capacity building, organizing program for youth, I've seen quite a lot, digital, training, free education, I'm seeing going. So if such money comes in, it will be used for this aspect. However, that is how you benefit. But if you do not see this, it automatically means that you need to hold your leaders accountable, because that is what it is expected to be used for. So, Chief,
yeah, in addition to that, in the real sense, as you have said rightly, the roadside mechanic or the inside mechanic, even the market women, something like that. Even the market women, they don't actually pay tax. In the reasons,
most informal sectors,
yes, all informal sectors
are not within the tax mix.
They don't even pay tax. They're already benefiting from that. And then, like the roadside mechanic or vulcanizer, the case may be, in the long run, the money generated from the formal sector will be used. This social amenity you are talking about. Suppose you have constant light, they need generator. They will go home and sleep well. They will have no generator to start their business. They will have light everywhere. They will have good roads. And the marketers will also have good roads to transport their goods anytime, any day. So the benefit is enormous for them. Yes.
Okay. Well, Benjamin Uri, when I say that's massive, SUMTV. Okay, thank you, Benjamin Uri. Abraham say, how will this tax reform affect Taraba State? The icons are doing great job on this tax bill. Proudly, Taraba. So, how will this tax affect Taraba State?
Okay. Thank you, Abraham. Thank you for commending the icon community. because ICANN stands for excellence, and our motto, speed and accuracy and integrity. Yes. So that's actually what we stand for in ICANN. So Taraba as a state, to be kind that offer these products and services. So in a nutshell, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that if the bill comes to stay, is it going to well, I use the word probably, or there's certainly going to be a reduction in what in the share of VAT that will be coming to Taraba State. Definitely there's going to be a reduction in it. So what then? The question now is, what should our government do? The government is supposed to begin to think, not only outside. Let's finish thinking within the box. Let's finish thinking within the box first. To think on how we can come up with strategies on how to be able, to increase consumption. What do we need to do, to bring about more? And this is where professionals in the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN, Telugu and DC Society, will be able, to share, this idea, with the government. So that is it from me. Chief.
Yeah, no, you have said it all. That's because the impact that initial, as you say, from initial point, it will be negative. But that negative will prompt the government to sit up. And which means we lack industry now. Like I said, this administration led by Dr. Kefas is trying to build up structures. Those structures, if they are translated, then translate into industries and productive industry, we will not meet up. I think it's a wake-up call. We are going to suffer it initially, but in the long run, even before the end of this administration, if everybody sit up, we even go industrial, and to be nice for us.
Okay, we are rounding up now. Let me have your final thoughts about all that we have discussed. Let's start from.
And also in the aspect of sharing this particular van. Having said this, however, there will be gaps, there will be loopholes in this particular bill. But I would like to encourage, citizens, to be able to come up, with solutions, come up with ideas that you feel could correct one or two gaps in the bill and how it will be addressed. Of course, it has its implication, it has its advantage, and it will have its disadvantage. So rather than, keep on criticizing everything, regarding what
And as my chairman have said, let's look at it holistically. Let's compare the advantages and disadvantages and pick up the one that with higher percentage. And I know